So I'm here in Paphos, in the beautiful town of Paphos, with my mentor Roy Carter, and Roy's very kindly agreed to speak to us and answer a few of the questions that I've got about the AV diet. Thanks very much for agreeing to talk to me today, Roy. That's great. Roy, can you just tell me a little bit about what made you want to start the AV diet?
Well, yes, I was actually talking at an event in London, and I was on stage in London, and the event was filmed. And I came back and I actually got the DVD of the event. And to my horror, when I looked at the DVD, I found that I was suddenly this fat person. And the side-on shots of me appearing on the DVD on stage there were quite frightening. And I realised I'd put on all this weight, and I knew I had to do something about it. And coincidentally, one of my mentoring clients, yourself, Andrew, was a weight loss expert. So we had a chat, and I started the AV diet, and that's really what triggered it for me. I mean, essentially, it was a case of me just being horrified by how I looked on stage. Yeah. And that was the trigger point.
Yeah, so this defining moment is often quite important for people, isn't it? Because you've got to have a really compelling reason for wanting to do this.
Well, yes. I mean, I like everyone else, I kind of knew that I'd put on weight, but I didn't quite realise what that actually looked like to other people.
Yeah,
yeah. I was quite horrified.
Great, great. And what's been your experience of being on the AV diet? How have you got on with it?
Well, it's been. The fact is, it's as you say yourself, it's not actually a diet. It's more of a program that you follow, and because of that, I think I've found it extremely easy. I have taken diets before, and like everyone else, it kind of flip flops, and you do a bit and lose a little bit of weight and put it back on again. But what I found so really useful about the AV diet is that it was so easy to follow. I haven't once felt hungry, for example, and that's always my trigger point. About 10:30 at night, I'll have had my dinner, and I'll always have supper and think, but I haven't actually felt hungry. So that's been the amazing thing for me about it all, that I haven't had those hunger pangs all the time. I haven't actually felt like I'm on a diet, and it's worked very well in that respect.
And how do you feel in your body?
Well, I've basically lost 11 pounds in 6 weeks. My target was to lose a stone in 8 weeks, and I've actually lost 11 pounds so far, and I've still got 3 weeks to go.
Yeah.
And in terms of how I feel, I used to get this 4 o'clock down drop feeling where you're really tired around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And in fact that hasn't happened, so I find myself able to work right through the day now with more energy and things. And that's been surprising and gratifying as well. Yeah,
that's great. Any challenges, any difficulties with it?
I don't think so. I think the fact is, to be perfectly honest, I haven't actually followed it to the letter, if you like, and yet I've still been able to lose this weight. I mean, I've been out a couple of times and was invited out to a taverna for lunch and a big slap-up lunch and all the rest of it. Was able to do that, and that didn't, that hasn't really mattered because although I haven't followed it 100% to the letter, I've still lost 11 pounds in that period.
Yeah.
And it's your fault now. I feel like I should actually come to you and say you owe me some money because I've now had to buy different trousers because the old ones don't fit.
Yeah, I mean, £2 a week consistently over 6 weeks is very good, and more to the point, it'll stay off, Roy, because you're changing habits for life.
That's right, and it's not been difficult to change those habits. It's not like I've suddenly made this huge change in my life. It's been fairly easy to do.
Yeah. So what would you say to somebody who's serious about wanting to lose some weight?
Well, I just think that everybody has to have a realization point that they perhaps look in the mirror and think, well, this is not the person I want to see, and I'm not, feeling as attractive as I want to, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I would just say that you need to find something that works for you. And I have tried several different things in the past. This has really worked for me, and it hasn't been a big trauma to do it.
Great, pleasure. Thanks for talking to us, Roy.
You're very welcome.
Bye.
No problem.